Hi, I'm Cristin and I'm the Director of Sales and Business Development for Party Reflections Charlotte.
And I'm Kathryn Meyer, Senior Account Executive here in Charlotte as well.
Okay, we're excited to be here today with you to talk to you a little bit about some options for designing your Christmas or holiday table with your own personal family china and some enhancements for that. And today, Kathryn actually brought in her own family's or her personal Christmas china. So it's a great story and I would love for you to hear it.
So I was at the jewelry store back when I was probably in middle school with my mom, and she needed a last minute Christmas present for me, and I saw it and I spotted it and I was like, ooh, that's pretty. And she bought me a piece that Christmas, and then the next year it was discontinued. So she has been finding pieces and giving them to me ever since. And so now I have a full place setting, and I still, to this day, however many years later, love it.
Well, it's absolutely adorable, and I love that that's where it started, because your mom is the most precious human on the face of the planet, and I love that it's something that you guys have been able to do year after year. And I will say too, I have some family china as well too at home, and we build off of that, but I don't have a full place setting, and so sometimes I'm mixing and matching and bringing in different pieces in order to make a complete table. But being here at Party Reflections, obviously we can do a whole lot of stuff with some really incredible products. So what we're going to talk to you a little bit about today is we obviously started with the actual plates themselves, and we went through our color wall of linen, and we were trying to figure out textures, colors, what would actually look really good as a base linen to start. And so where we landed was on this is called the Forest Cordura. And obviously it comes in a wide variety of different styles. I'm actually thinking about using this for my own personal table this Christmas. And then we started with the plates. And I think where we basically started was with chargers. So why don't we talk a little bit about the chargers?
Yeah, so I'm with you as well. And seeing it with my china, I'm kind of thinking I might have to get some too of the Forest Cordura. Yeah, so we started with the chargers. We've got the gold alpine, the gold beaded, and then the Bennett, which we've kind of been playing around a little bit, and we also have the Carson, which might, and y'all can make a decision as well. You can mix. It takes it down a notch. It kind of makes it a little bit more casual. I feel like
absolutely.
And we, have paired different napkins and kind of played around with that as well. But each of these options work really well together.
Sure. Well, and what I love about our showroom too, right, is that you can bring in one piece of your china, and that's how we can actually color match it to what you're working with. Any of our account executives can help you do that, and then basically we can play around, because if you want to hand a couple of the napkins over, texture's really fun to work with here, colors are really fun to work with here. There are a lot of really great potential options that even work with this linen, or if you don't necessarily like this linen, or maybe it might be out of the pricing that you have for your own home holiday piece, then you could use a variety of different linens and textures to work within your budget, right?
Yeah.
And so,
well, I was just going to say, like in this setting, we originally went with the white hem stitch. A lot of people at home might have white linen napkins that they've inherited or bought or whatnot, and it looks great with that. If you wanted to take it up a more festive, more formal look, you could go with just like a gold, but then also we thought that the champagne dupioni looked really nice. It kind of takes more the color of the china. So you can see how 3 different napkins worked well with that place setting that we chose there. But then we also have other options that could work with this look.
Absolutely. Well, and I love this too, because talking about what do you have at home and what do we have that could potentially help build a beautiful table for you. I was laughing because we were talking about something that might be ornate. So I was talking about my family stuff earlier, and what I've inherited is a little bit more ornate. It is not necessarily what I would pick out now. It is definitely what I use once or twice a year. And so we kind of went with kind of the Abbey Gold, because in theory, this might be something that you have that you only bring out once a year, and it might all come together, or you might have it in silver at home. And so we have kind of like the old school kind of Vanessa, and the same thing could work, right? Like you might not have the gold at home, and so you might just be able to put silver right next to.
And I would say more, not necessarily old school, is more traditional. Similar to what you would have in your home. And so the silver looks just as elegant and just as nice if you're not trying to match gold.
Sure.
And it would look fine as well up here.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely. All right, let's talk about glassware, because Holidays are time for lots of fun beverages. Obviously, we've done a lot of placings here that we have some water options, we have some champagne options, we have red and white options. We were both talking earlier, we love a delicious Bordeaux. Clearly the best Glassware has the biggest bang for your buck, if you will.
And that's the Milano.
And so, but again, one of the things that I always have to look up every year for a formal table is where do all these pieces go on the table? And there are places specifically where wine goes versus champagne versus water. And so any of the images that you look up online, obviously, would be able to tell you, as to make sure that your plate setting looks, for a formal dinner setting, that it actually looks the way that you want it to look. I always tend to put the knife facing the wrong way. So it's always a delightful reminder that actually I just need to flip that over if I want it to be a truly formally set table.
Don't forget, the knife is there to protect the spoon from the fork.
Yes, thank you.
So the blade goes towards the fork.
Right, which is why I never remember that. Right, and I think the final touches that we were gonna talk a little bit about is that it's really easy to personalize your table as well too. Obviously, this is just taking some colors from the table. This is obviously either having them printed or having some sort of calligraphy done. You can really utilize this in a wide variety of different ways. You could tie it around a napkin, you could tie it around a glassware. You could actually very quickly and very easily, pine cones work well in this type of setting. Like there's a wide variety of ways in which you can add kind of the personalization to your table as well too, which is always delightful. People get that very sense of like, oh, this is something that's a little bit different, right? And so to me, that's just one more touch. That's something that's pretty easy to do. And you could even decide to do that pretty close to hosting the party.
And depending on what your pattern is, if you're using it or if you're coming here and getting a pattern from us, like in this scenario, a piece of natural holly would be really pretty to bring in the holly in the pattern. Yes. But then, if you have your traditional Christmas tree, Lennox, a sprig of rosemary is always going to look pretty with the napkin too. Just to give that more outdoor natural kind of feel to it.
100%. Do you have these plants at home? And can I come get them?
You want to come for dinner?
Yes.
Just the season.
Mistletoe, right? Mistletoe is always a fun one. Although
mistletoe is supposed to hang.
I know, that's fair. Well, it can be decor.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like that's it.
Enjoy your holidays.
Yes, happy holidays.